Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the South-South region. But first, here's our top stories for the day. President Bola Tinubu has unveiled the 2025 budget of restoration, securing peace and building prosperity valued at 47.9 trillion naira. Now presenting the budget to the National Assembly today, President Tinubu calls for a collective effort to rewrite Nigeria's narrative. The proposed budget prioritizes defense, infrastructure, health, and education, aiming to secure the country's future. It targets a fiscal deficit of 3.96% of GDP and projected revenues of 36.35 trillion naira, with plans to reshape Nigeria's economic landscape.
The highlights of the 2025 budget allocations: defense and security, 4.91 trillion naira. Infrastructure, 4.06 trillion naira. Health, 2.48 trillion naira. Education, 3.5 trillion naira. As we embark on implementing the 2025 budget, our steps are deliberate, our decisions resolute, and our priorities are clear. This budget reflects a renewed commitment to strengthening the foundation of a robust economy, while addressing the critical sectors essential for the growth and development we envision. To secure our nation, security is the foundation of all progress. We have significantly increased the funding for the military, paramilitary, and police forces to secure the nation, protect our borders, and consolidate government control over every inch of our national territory.
Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has inaugurated a 7-man administrative panel of inquiry to investigate the affairs of the chairman and vice chairman of the 18 local government councils in Edo State, who were suspended on Tuesday by the Edo State House of Assembly. Governor Okpebholo, who in a speech at the inauguration in the Exco Chamber of Government House in Benin City, the Edo State capital, maintained that accountability and transparency are keystones in governance, and recalled that the local government chairmen had failed to produce their financial statements in spite of an extended deadline, which is described as a breach of public trust. Now, the 7-man panel of inquiry has Solomon Imoose as chairman and Osage Asabo as secretary. Other members are Daze Mwata, Patrick Idiake, Doreen Eduwi, Henry Istewa, and Kasim Afegwa. Meanwhile, Governor Monday Okpebholo of Edo State says his administration is determined to raise the bar for good governance and infrastructural development of the state, among others. The governor, who said this during the swearing-in of chairmen for the Edo Internal Revenue Service, the Local Government Commission, the Sports Commission, and permanent secretaries, promised to support them as necessary. He also assured the newly sworn-in permanent secretaries that consultants will no longer do the jobs of civil servants in Edo State.
It is obvious that this administration is set to make a huge difference in governance. Which is my campaign promise to the good people of Edo State. We want to take up this challenge because things cannot continue to remain the way it is. My administration is determined to raise the bar for good governance, infrastructural development, and social service for our citizens. The Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Local Government Commission, and Sport Commission, we will support you with everything you need to succeed. So
the era of giving figures of about each time the government asks what are the number of employed staff of each local government, you will always hear about 200, about 250. Now, Your Excellency, you are going to have the original number, the physical heads, and everything will be turned. One of our targets is to revive our sporting prowess and become the powerhouse and sport capital of Nigeria. And with the support of our sport-loving governor, stakeholders, and sport enthusiasts, we can take Edo State to the forefront of the Nigeria sports scene.
In Rivers State, Governor Simonalayi Fubara says his administration has successfully surmounted recent political challenges and remains committed to delivering quality governance to the people. Governor Fubara made this known during the commissioning of 23 internal road projects in Bori, the traditional headquarters of the Ogoni people. The projects are part of his administration's efforts to advance Rivers State's multi-city development agenda.
The 14.985-kilometer long project.
Bori, the administrative capital of Kana local government area and the traditional headquarters of the Ogoni people, was one of the districts in the old eastern region, and since the creation of Rivers State, was designated as a city in the proposed multi-city state. Bori's city status is gradually being revived as the current administration has completed 23 internal roads and streets covering a total of 13.985 kilometers, something the people are grateful for.
For years, the poor state of our internal roads, infrastructure poses significant challenges to the security growth and progress of this city. But with the completion of these roads, Bori is now better positioned to achieve its full potential as a center for economic activity and urban development.
The governor, who is from the Southeast Senatorial District, with Bori as its headquarters, criticizes individuals from the area who have joined forces against his administration, which he says his administration has successfully overcome.
The success of this senatorial district is my success. So I feel sorry and pity for those of you who have decided to be agents of destruction, more especially from this senatorial district. You ask yourself, if they love you, why did they better your lot before? It's the truth. Like I would tell all my supporters, God is our fighter. Don't bother yourself about what you say today. What you should be worried about is what will happen that you've not seen, you don't know.
The special guest and former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, who is also from the Southeast Senatorial District, describes the transformation of Bori, where he began his early life, as almost a miracle.
I'm very familiar with Bori. It is almost a miracle, wonderful, to see this first lift, something that we have been yearning for over decades, that has come true today.
Secondus also slams certain individuals he describes as Abuja politicians for failing to acknowledge the contributions of others to their political successes while demanding recognition for themselves.
Those who are shouting in Abuja, how were they made? It is God and some of us and the leaders that are seated today that made it possible. God first, because we don't want to take God's glory.
This new phase of development is expected to provide more opportunities to enhance Bori's transformation into a thriving city.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, has entered into a partnership agreement with the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative for the implementation of the CNG policy in the oil-rich Niger Delta. At the signing of a memorandum of understanding at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, the NDDC Managing Director Samuel Ubuku said the agreement will lead to the setting up of more CNG conversion and training centers in the region.
Members of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, are at the headquarters of the Niger Delta Development Commission in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. The team, led by the Program Director, Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi, is here to forge partnerships to drive President Bola Tinubu's CNG policy and upscale CNG conversion in the Niger Delta.
This is the history of setting up this initiative with 3 primary mandates: to ensure the incentivization of the adoption of CNG for transportation, to facilitate the investment into the sector to bridge the funding gap as well as the infrastructure gap, and of course to regulate for growth. The reason why we're here is to stretch this out of fellowship, to engage with NDDC, to realize these goals for the Niger Delta region.
Following the removal of subsidy on petrol, President Tinubu set up the Presidential CNG Initiative to reduce transportation and production cost, minimize inflation rate, and promote a cleaner environment. Being the lead development agency in the Niger Delta, the NDDC says it is committed to ensuring its successful implementation in the region.
From the information you gave to us, you needed over 1,000 conversion centers in the country. And right now you still have a deficit of about 800 plus. So on that deficit that you have, we in the Niger Delta Development Commission, we're willing to ensure that we partner with you to see how we can also accelerate to ensure to have more in the Niger Delta.
The NDDC Managing Director and the PCNGI Program Director then signed a Memorandum of Understanding.
Thank you.
Shortly after, the NDDC Managing Director joined the PCNGI team to officially open a CNG conversion and training center in Port Harcourt.
This groundbreaking event, which is the first of its kind in the Niger Delta for now, is part of the things we want to be doing in NDDC. In NDDC, we also want to establish training facilities that will also train youths on conversion to CNG, because with the energy transition, we want our people to take advantage of this energy transition, so that the more youths we train and the more facilities of such we open, we can now make most of our youths to be financially independent.
With the Presidential CNG Initiative, the federal government hopes to have 1 million vehicles running on natural gas by 2027, and this partnership with the NDDC is expected to add impetus to its implementation.
Welcome back. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umar Eno says his administration will remain committed to ensuring effective leadership, service delivery, and accountability to the people. Governor Eno made the remarks at the maiden edition of his administration's ministerial briefing and end-of-year review in Uyo, the state capital. The governor explained that his administration would remain committed to delivering democracy dividends to the people of Akwa Ibom State in line with its campaign promises.
Here, these 3 days to take stock, to see the things we've done right, and to consolidate on them, to see the things we should do right, and to learn to do them right. Our government is not flawless, far from it, but we've put ourselves forward to give account of our stewardship. We have, in the last 18 months, concentrated on those things that will help our people. We have, as much as possible, run away from things that will not make us create value for our people. And this gathering today is a prelude of what will be happening next year, because from February we'll be holding town hall meetings twice a month in each of the federal constituencies. And that is what we want to do, to get to meet our people, listen to them, understand what their issues are, and that will help us early enough to formulate the 2026 budget.
Now, some stakeholders commended the initiative and expressed confidence that the outcome will further enhance performance of the administration.
We are exhilarated. We are happy. We are rejoicing that we have God brought somebody like you to come and take over the mantle of leadership. This is creativity in transparency.
And since you came on board, the governor, he initiated, in fact, the late wife initiated what we call the golden era, meaning that we are moving. And what you've been able to do, I have not seen this side of the syndrome. It's always big.
In the meantime, Governor Omar Eno has charged 6 newly elevated High Court judges to ensure strict enforcement of the criminal justice system against criminal elements on the other side of the law. The governor made the comments while swearing in the senior judicial officers at Government House in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. From Akwa Ibom, we move to Cross River State, where Governor Basi Otu has expressed satisfaction with the remodeling of the new structure housing the Local Government Service Commission, which had been abandoned for over a decade. Speaking shortly after inspecting the ongoing remodeling of the facility, Governor Otu explained that the design and ambience of the Local Government Service Commission office building will elevate operational efficiency and public administration and bolster productivity. Infrastructural rebranding is coming with adequately equipped secretariats to empower workers to better serve the public and cultivate efficiency.
We're not really looking for names, but we have to complete all uncompleted projects. This particular one has been abandoned for so many years, but you can see that it's a very beautiful edifice today. And very, very soon, some of the agencies of government are going to move in here. I think it's quite impressive. The work is top-notch. The quality is super. As a matter of fact, we have to line another project for this gentleman very, very quickly. I think he's delivered on time because during the stages of negotiations, we had made it clear that timelines are very, very important. And if it is time-bound, if it skips over, then there's breach of trust. And I think he has actually kept to terms. We are very happy with the delivery. Like they said, it's just some few things to add to it, which is to extend the roof and make sure that the landscaping is okay. I think with that, we are quite okay. Up till now, the Commission and some of the agencies of government have been living on rented properties. So today they are coming to their own property, and you can see quite some space for them, even in terms of they're having conferences, they don't even need to go out. They have good accommodation and good facilities here. So I believe that it will definitely add value. And it is truly the season of sweetness. Nobody will come here that will not smile.
The Nigeria Customs Service says it requires more personnel in order to secure the oil and gas free trade zone. Now, this was made known by Usman Seriki, the controller of the Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone Command, during a parley with journalists at One in River State. During the briefing, Mr. Seriki further revealed that the service has generated 54 billion, exceeding its 2024 target by 2.3% before the year end, while completely surpassing their 2023 revenue.
The command continues to facilitate trade in export of refined sugar from Bundu Sugar Refinery, the fertilizer from Notori Chemical PLC, and liquefied natural gas (LNG) and crude oil from Bonny Island. It is word of note to announce that the command in the period under review surpassed its annual target for the fiscal year 2024 by 2.3%, with a revenue collection of 53 billion 977 million 311,009 naira. This revenue figure has surpassed that of year 2023, the revenue collected in the previous year, with 26 billion 802 million 937,818 naira, which represents 98.6% increase from last year. Major problem or challenges that we have here is the diet of personnel. As it stands, this command can't boast of having 50 officers and men, especially in the area of working tool, the men of customs.
Talking security now, and in Delta State, a young woman has been arrested and paraded for allegedly drowning her 10-month-old baby in a river after initially claiming the child was missing. The suspect, who confessed to the crime, revealed that she killed her child due to fear of societal ridicule, as the alleged father had denied paternity. Now, the suspect was paraded at the Delta State Police Command headquarters in Asaba alongside another individual who allegedly lured an 8-year-old boy to a native doctor. The child was subsequently killed, and his body parts were reportedly used for ritual purposes. These arrests form part of the Delta State Police Command's end-of-year scorecard presented by the Commissioner of Police, Olufemi Abaniwanda, since he assumed office nearly a year ago.
The suspects were arrested by the police for various crimes, including murder, cultism, armed robbery, and kidnapping, in collaboration with other security agencies. The young woman, accused of murdering a child, explained that she acted out of constant criticism from friends and society. She admitted to the crime and expressed regret over her actions.
The father of the baby abandoned us, and I was taking care of the baby alone, and my sisters and my mother were assisting me. There was no father to father the child, so I threw the baby inside the river. But before somebody brought the baby out, the baby was dead. I want everybody to forgive me. I pray I will not do such thing again, because ever since I've been missing the baby.
Another suspect, a young man named Destiny Lawrence, is accused of luring an 8-year-old child to a native doctor for a fee of 30,000 naira. The native doctor then used the child for ritualistic purposes.
I didn't expect that the boy would be slaughtered for ritual, because what the man told me that he will let me find a person that will help him to fetch firewood. So as I see the boy, I can't tell him, which I even tell the boy, make him come help me fetch firewood. The man say he go pay me. He say go pay me 30,000, but he no tell me say he go kill the boy, because how you say he tell me I no go try that kind of thing, because I haven't tried it since I was born like this.
The Delta State Police Command also presented a comprehensive scorecard highlighting key breakthroughs and achievements since Commissioner Olufemi Abaniwanda assumed office. He credited his successes to strong support from the state government and effective collaboration with other security agencies.
The command arrested over 678 suspects, including 130 suspected armed robbers, 88 suspected kidnappers, 76 murder suspects, a total number of 150 firearms.
Pledging to remain relentless in the fight against crime, the Delta State Police Commissioner reminded residents that the ban on tinted vehicles and the use of fireworks is still in force, especially during the Yuletide season. This measure is aimed at curbing the activities of criminal elements who may try to exploit the festive period.
And with that, we draw the curtain on the program Newsroom series. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balok.